Hey everyone, Tim with Collect Jurassic here with another news update for upcoming new Mattel Jurassic World toys. Next year's theme being Dino Trackers. I say next year, but I think these might be showing up even by the end of the year. But tons of new toys in the way. Some we don't even know about yet, but the ones we do know about have some fresh photos to look at today. New photos of that Track and Attack Indoraptor that we've only had a peek at before, as well as new photos of one of the smaller assortments out of package, which is always exciting. So let's dive right in to the danger packs. This is Zuniceratops. You can see like the other Dino Trackers line, there's like a sort of an environmental factor on the packaging. You'll see it for each figure. It's a little bit different, and this one has got the mountain range on it. So this is supposed to be like a mountain themed Zuniceratops, if you will. But Zuniceratops is a cool one. It has technically a repaint, or what you want to call it, a retool or something like that, since there's some other additions here. But Zuniceratops was previously an attack pack figure, has never been re-released, but now we're getting this Dino Trackers version with this cool sort of like mountain inspired paint job, which is kind of cool, kind of like a Billy Goat Zuniceratops or something like that. Maybe it clambers around on cliff tops or something. I love head cannon like that, and Dino Trackers is going to give that to us with their little biome nods they have in the packaging. But pretty simple figure. Zuniceratops, one of the smaller ceratopsian toys from Mattel. And if you don't count Microceratops anyway. But this one has some new features, like an action feature. So when you press on the back, I think there's a button on the back, it'll do the head ramming action. Pretty standard fare for Ceratopsian, that head ramming action. But it is interesting that they took a previously simple figure with no action features and were able to add that in alongside the standard articulation. And of course, like pretty much all of Mattel Jurassic toys right now, we're going to have that scan tag that we saw with Jurassic World Dominion, pops out right behind the legs. I think it's a popular feature. Obviously, kids are really into scanning the dinosaurs, and they've so far managed to hide them in places like this one where you don't really notice it, but there already is a button on the back there, so you kind of have two indentations on the back of this figure. But still a unique take on Zuniceratops. The coloration is definitely way more muted than the bright yellow version that we used to have, but again, keeping in mind that sort of biome play, I like it. I like that it's sort of like this high altitude version of the Ceratopsian toy. So Danger Pack Zuniceratops. Moving on to the this one's always hard for me to say. Genudectes Cirrus. Again, one that has only had one version out so far. Actually, a newer figure, Extreme Damage Wave 2 for Jurassic World Dominion. So most people haven't even seen that first figure yet, but we're already looking at the Dino Trackers version of it here. Looks like it's jungle biome. But Genudectes Cirrus was a really cool figure. If you haven't, check out my review of it. I posted it a little bit ago alongside the new Atrociraptor. Really, really cool species, cool figure. That version, of course, was very like blue and red, and this one trades in for completely different colors. But again, it's supposed to be kind of matching that jungle biome that's on the package. That's sort of part of the Dino Trackers theme, being like different environments and all that stuff. And obviously, the extreme damage version had big slash marks on the side. That action feature, that makes the damage turn from blood to skin. This one doesn't have that. It's all healed in the torso section, but it does have its own action feature, which is a button activated chomping. So the figure always has its mouth open, and you can make it chomp closed. Worth noting that you kind of lose the neck articulation completely in this version of the figure, whereas that extreme damage one is able to turn its head all around and pose its mouth open and closed. So kind of a trade-off here with action features, but also has that scan tag that we talked about with Zuniceratops. All these figures will have it. This one's even further back behind the tail, but do a nice job blending it in there. I take this opportunity to kind of see how the paint looks in this figure too. We have like those highlight colors on the tail and the head. They're always kind of doing what they can with the least amount of paint, but this figure does look really nice. And again, Genudectes Cirrus is a really cool figure in and of itself without action features or paint. So I'm happy to own another one. It's quite different than the one we already have, which is kind of fun too. But Junior technically not a new figure, but it's going to be new to most people, I feel like. And that brings us to our last Danger Pack figure we're looking at in this video. That again is sort of new, but not quite. This is Herrerasaurus. You can see a little cactus in the corners. This is supposed to be like a desert Herrerasaurus. So if you're thinking that doesn't look like Herrerasaurus, yeah, Mattel has done a ton of Herrerasaurus figures, but this one is an all new figure, or at least mostly new, not even a retool or a repaint. I mean, it looks like it's a freshly sculpted Herrerasaurus figure, which is interesting because, again, they've probably done at least 4, if not 5 or 6 different versions of the same exact toy for Herrerasaurus, and this Dino Trackers one's going to be something all new, which is kind of fun. And I really like the coloration on here, especially when you take into account that sort of like desert aesthetic it's supposed to have. You got the red in the back and the gray on the head, just, you know, like a 3-tone kind of deal that looks really cool. And then the arms obviously are picking up that midsection color. So interesting coloration. Definitely reminds me of like a Roadrunner or some sort of like desert bird, which is just, you know, a really, really cool touch. Of course, it has action feature too. Looks like it's a just a head-butting kind of thing where it doesn't necessarily control the chomping motion. It just controls the head going down. So that's nice that we'll be able to have some control over the articulation of Herrerasaurus's mouth. But it's a really, really cool figure. It just looks fantastic. I really like it. It looks like something from the movie. It doesn't have like that same stylized look that a lot of non-film figures have, which is interesting. So I wonder almost if this is from, you know, some upcoming DreamWorks show or something, like a Camp Cretaceous spinoff or something. I don't know. It just looks very purposeful. Here's the scan tag, by the way. Sorry. But moving on, you know, the up close details of this figure, again, kind of add to the speculation of like, this is a very detailed, very almost like film quality looking model that this toy is based off of. So I wonder if it means something more for this species, but a really cool toy nonetheless, and what I'm most excited about for Danger Packs. But moving on to the Track and Attack Indoraptor. I know we've looked at this particular photo in a previous video of Endo here in the box. You know, obviously everyone's excited to see Indoraptor back after all this time with a fresh figure. But what was missing in this box shot that we're going to see here in a second is what really makes this a Dino Trackers dino, and that is it does come with a gear. It comes with this awesome head harness, if you will, with some like sort of optical goggle on it. It just makes Indoraptor look so cool. Almost looks like Terminator, looks futuristic. So really taking that Fallen Kingdom idea of this laser tracked dinosaur and laser attack tracking dinosaur and making it a little more fun with this this harness piece that you can actually take off and just have a regular old Indoraptor figure, or put it on and have something a little extra. And you can see the Indoraptor figure here too. Again, it's all new, so the head's a little bit different, just different sculpting, different proportions. Gold stripe looks really iridescent too, which is lots of fun. And of course, there's action features on this new figure too. We have a button on the back that activates sort of like a lunge, like a 2-part lunge. It's the arms and it's the head that it activates. So kind of lunges and chomps. I guess it doesn't activate the arms, does it? It really just activates that those jaws. And there's another action which is with the tail that kind of makes the dinosaur flail back and forth too. Very like Primal Attack-esque, or what were those Dominion figures that had the same idea? Not the Massive Attack figures had the same exact mechanism with the tail kind of guiding a wire in the neck. But it really does some really cool natural motion, which I think will fit the Indoraptor well. Of course, it also has the scan tag. Gotta have the scan tag. Again, this is the Indoraptor's return to the Jurassic toy line, and the first time in a long time. So, of course, it's going to have those new kind of gimmicky features too, like the scan tag and the Primal Attack action feature. So, Track and Attack Indoraptor looking really, really cool. And honestly, all the Jurassic World Dino Trackers figures are bringing something a little bit different to the table, whether it's accessories or action features where there previously was no action features, like Zuniceratops being technically a repaint, but one with more action features. So definitely plussing up those toys a little bit. And of course, Indoraptor in and of itself is exciting with or without a cool cool headset. So lots of cool stuff to cover. And again, lots more on the way. So stay tuned to Collect Jurassic, because I'm sure I'll have a lot more to share here soon in the way of new toys. But I think that's all I got. Again, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.